Now let's talk just a little bit more clearly and detailed about the new experience that you recognize instantly when you jump into Windows 8 the first few times. No doubt it looks and feels very different than what we've seen in past operating systems. Now, you need to understand that the user interface in all previous Windows versions used the desktop as the home base. It's where we always landed, it's where we always started, and it's where we always returned to when we closed down applications. And so here is a little picture of a Windows 7 desktop. Now, the way we worked with it is the desktop set here, and we could do some configuration to put shortcuts down here on the taskbar or out here on the desktop, but that required that we understand where those are, go find those, pin them or put a shortcut either on the desktop or down here in the taskbar. And we spent a lot of time teaching people how to use the taskbar, how to put these shortcuts out here. Users would then drag them around, lose them, do all kinds of things. But there were a lot of different ways to launch apps, and you had to know again where to find those apps. And if the installation of the app didn't put it on the desktop, it was up to you to go find it. And this was a problem for a lot of people. Now, we didn't think about it then, though, but the way we actually got to most of our apps was we would click down here on this little start menu right here, okay? And again, if we didn't have shortcuts, we had to click on the start menu and go search through the list to find the apps that we wanted, all right? And so we always had to click on the start bar and go chase down the apps that we were looking for to run. Also, as a part of the characteristics of Windows 7, most of the data or information that we were looking for required quite a few clicks to actually get to that data. So now let's take a look at Windows 8. The Windows 8 user interface still provides the desktop. We'll take a look at it in just a minute. However, it's not home base anymore. What used to be the start menu has really, in effect, morphed into the home screen. All right, let's jump out into Windows 8. Notice on the home screen right here, the Metro home screen, I have turned on the administrative tools. I'll show you how to do that later. And so a lot of these tools are out here, are defrag and optimize, the performance monitor, disk cleanup. All these things are out here. Here's services, right? And so to get to services, I just click on that. It'll bring me back out into the desktop environment, and there's my services. All right, when I'm done, I can close that down, and I can go back out to the start menu. And notice the start menu has the things that I've pinned to it that I want to see out here. All right, now I can still pin things to the desktop. I can still work with the desktop just like I did before, and I'll show you how to do that later. But notice now this functions more or less as the desktop, but you can see here I have some live tiles. This was giving you some ideas of some of the photos I have out there. This is the weather app, and you can see that I can make this thing go through the tiles, and I can see the different locations I have. Mail, if I have new unread messages, they will scroll by here. You'll see them as we go through the course here. And so then I can customize this very easily, and now my data is sitting right there looking at me, and I don't have to go chase it down necessarily. And anytime I want the old desktop, I can either click here or use a hotkey, and I'm right back out there. I don't see the desktop here because I have PowerPoint running, right? Now, if I Alt-Tab out to the desktop, there it is, okay? So, as you can see, it's a new experience, but it's all based on stuff that we're already comfortable with. We just have to get across that initial fence of seeing a different looking user interface. Again, data is exposed directly on the home screen in the form of contents of pictures folders, new email messages, a lot of other live tile things that I can expose out there. My apps are displayed right there. I can choose from them. I can customize this thing. I can put my apps together. I can make them show up wherever I would like them. And keep in mind, the desktop is always right underneath what used to be the start menu, now functions as our home screen or a desktop. In essence, what Microsoft's done here is said, hey, wait a minute. Every time you need an app, you shouldn't have to click on the start button. Let's just make that start screen the home screen. And then if you need to use the desktop, then let's click to go down to that. Because keep in mind, on a Metro app, you never even have to go to the desktop. You just click the tile, it opens up, you work with it in a very efficient environment, and you're done. So that's the essence of the new experience in Windows 8. I hope this helps you understand it.